we're here with Pro 2 driver Mr. Matt Fleckney, my favourite car on the grid. How many times did I say that in commentary this year? Like every time you came out, yeah. Everyone at home was saying, he's like, you have to stop, like, just get over that car, like it's class, but move on, find another one. Max, tell us a small bit about it, like for those unlike me who haven't a clue what weapon this is and how unique and different it is.
So it's a K70 Corolla, LS3 V8.
So that's already a unique feature.
450 horsepower.
Naturally aspirated still, yeah?
Naturally aspirated, yeah.
Cool.
A86 N2 kit, which should be for this car, grafted onto that car and the front bumper.
Yeah, which actually looks very well, even though it's not for that car whatsoever.
Kind of worked in the end.
Really did. Still running the classic 15s, I see?
For now, yeah, we're still on 15s at the moment.
And you're going to go bigger wheels next year? Yeah. Just to get more grip down, is it?
17s on to get more width on the tyre, so we can go faster.
Oh yeah, very good, very good. Deadly. And just looking around it, like you have done a lot of fab work for this, so obviously there's a lot of years. It's not just you put a kit and an engine in the car, like you've obviously done a lot more to it, haven't you?
So it's developed over the past 3 years. Most of all the cage work is all by Muswell Motorsport, which is just...
They did the rear rad setup and all that.
Yeah, he's just the best there is.
Simple as that.
And then like your tunnel work, your engine mounts, etc. was all done by me and my dad.
Built all here as well.
99% of the car was all built in there.
So you're one of these guys that does the work in your own car. You're kind of
I'm really fussy and try and do everything myself pretty much.
At least you know, because then when something goes wrong you can only blame yourself. That's my theory with it as well.
The only things it left here for is the cage work. RJ Motorsport done the manifolds and exhaust.
Nice.
And the wiring weren't done here.
The wiring.
That's everything. Everything else was done in here.
This is the only reason I'm here. So the last time I actually seen this car was in Ireland, and that's mental. It was like, what, 2 years ago now, was it?
2 years ago.
2 years ago now, go on, for anyone that doesn't know, and I don't know what sort of rock you're living under if you don't know what this is, just tell the people, what is this car, Max?
It's A86 Corolla. Engine wise, pretty much standard, just suspension, wheels. It's got a lock kit and a handbrake. Just a basic street / drift car.
And what engine are you running in this one?
It's a small port, 16 valve 4H.
Nice.
So the later engine makes a little bit more power. Still slow.
That's it. It's still slow, but they're a lot of fun to drive.
But that's what it is. You
have to drive it on its limit.
All about The first year I came to BDC, I had a Lexus V8 in that car. Wasn't quick enough. Just not quite. So I took all the running gear out of that car and put it in this car for a friend. So this is
his not quick enough car.
His new drift car, which will be good, not for competition. Lexus V8, R154 gearbox, a full build, which looks kind of cool. It's cool on the outside and not a race car as such, so it keeps style with still being powerful for drifting.
That's the most important thing with Toyotas, is style is like the biggest part of it. Like you have to keep them looking kind of original, you know. You do your little things like flare your arches just to get fitment on it. You can't go too mad.
Obviously you can't. They just look, that's how they look best. That car
ruined them.
Like my car now. I tried everything not to put a kit on it, but for competition and the bigger tyres, only option
There's no way you consistently do drift events without damaging the car, and these are getting rarer and rarer, and the panels are getting so hard to find, so you're better off keeping them in. No, that's unbelievable. It's deadly the way you took your old engine setup and put it in and have it ready to go for it.
So that car went back to a shell and everything, even the wiring loom, the axle, the fuel tank, everything went into this one, and that one started fresh.
BC's in the door. BC's in the case. That is sick, that is. Well, I think that's all. I'm just going to jizz over this for the next 10 minutes. But this is fucking sick, man. I'm actually so happy to finally get down here because I've seen loads of pictures of all the cars and things like that, and I thought there was going to be more. I'm actually disappointed. The lads had bigged me up like there was going to be a lot more cars here.
There's usually more. Like literally a week ago, most like 3 or 4 left, so there's usually more to look at, but right now there's...
All in the dry storage for the winter, Best place to have them. Keeps away from rust.
More rust.
I know. But look, thanks very much for showing us around. I really appreciate it.
How was the season for you? Short, unpredictable?
My season was absolutely brutal. I had nothing but issues. Blew my engine up and had to sit the last 2 rounds out. Drove compact Kev C36 V8 for the first time and decided, you know what, I'm going to build a new car. So unfortunately I had to sit in the back burner for a wee bit while I've been trying to get the pieces off it together, and hopefully I should have the car. I don't think it'll be ready for the early rounds, but should be out sort of mid next year.
So before the end of the season,
Yeah,
you're hopefully going to be showing back up again. And can you say what the new car is now, or is that still under wraps? Or
It's not really much of a secret, to be honest. It's going to be an E92. It's going to be a nice E92. It's going to have all the right bits in all the right places, and it should be hopefully a very competitive car, and maybe even as nice to drive as my Skyline.
yeah. And then what is the Skyline just fully retired, getting moved on?
Well, I've stripped most of the Skyline apart. The shell's currently up for sale for anybody that may want to buy it, but a lot of the parts non-compatible for switchover. I'm keeping the RB. I tried the V8, still don't like the sound of it. V8s are for weak people. G4 dog box, all the right drivetrain, all the right suspension.
Yeah, and then just going to come back and hunt the podium and...
Well, that's it. Well, to be honest, hitting the podium's always a drive, but getting some good seat time in the car with the right people. I've been in that R chassis since 2016, so I'm a wee bit concerned about getting the what is it, an E chassis, a 92 chassis? Well, what would you call it? Well, getting the E92, or what I like to think is the lesser looking Supra, set up and ready to probably come out in 2023 for a complete competitive season, and use the rest of next year as a test and try and iron out any teething issues.
Is there anyone working with you on the new build? Are you doing it yourself? Is it a self-built car? Is it a...
Yeah, once again, self-built car, a little help from a few friends, a lot of help from the sponsors as always. I mean, Tarmac Sports, always helpful. I have Phil's suspension on board with me this year.
Interesting.
So I have a little bit of support with Phil. I have a load of bits and bobs coming from Einsel over in Holland. All my usual sponsors, CMT Contractor, Steel Wizard Fabrication. They always do little bits and bobs to help push the build on. Now, at the minute, the car is sitting here as a complete rolling car. It's not prepped yet. The shell isn't prepped. The cage should be here any day. As soon as the cage lands, then the car gets stripped out and prepped to fit the cage. I'm just trying to hold off as long as possible and get as much of the Skyline stuff out of the way, and then it's full go in the build.
Yeah.
So, which I'm going to document and try and share with some people and see how a car should be built and set up.
It's a really good idea.
Hopefully, how to set a car up properly, as I feel like a lot of people maybe could learn a few things.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Keep it reliable and keep it working properly. And then obviously you've got a really busy year ahead with building the car and then trying to get into a bit of comp. Is there anything else on the horizon for you? Are you driving anywhere else, doing anything fun? Or?
Well, there's a few things in the pipeline. I've been offered to go and drive in Lithuania, so maybe go and do some of their series. I wouldn't mind heading over to Europe. Possibly, maybe see if I could get into around the Drift Masters. Possibly. I mean, I wouldn't say no to that, but again, there's no point going with a car that isn't tested. So the car needs to be tested and I need to be happy with it before I really go and do anything. And that bottom line means come here and get as much seat time as possible. Probably the most exciting thing on the calendar at the minute is the KD Customs Matsuri in February. And
we'll be here.
2 days of proximity driving with good people. It's going to be good crack. Hopefully the weather will be nice.
Scotland.
Hopefully the weather will be nice. Hopefully we won't have too much snow or ice or rain or wind or anything else nasty that it can throw at us, and it should be a brilliant day for everybody that's been lucky enough to get a ticket. And to be fair, if you haven't bought a ticket, you're missing out, because I don't think you're going to find anywhere any Matsuri that you're going to get as much proximity driving. I mean, the track's perfect for it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an incredible event. Very much look forward to it. We're going to be here as part of it. So yeah, there you go. That's a little bit about your build the upcoming year. Hopefully we'll be able to catch up with you and help a little bit with the documenting and everything like that. So make sure you check out Willie on all his social media. We'll put that up on the screen now. And apart from that, we'll see you soon.
Cheers.
Yeah, it was good. Pretty slow start to the season. Just car issues and trying to get the thing going right. Like, but we seem to have got it now. Last 2 rounds, that's kind of where I kind of came forward, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good.
So you had a best finish of the year at Night Fight?
Got through to third place battle with Vasquez and then had gearbox issues, and it was just a pretty bad one because our car was going good. Felt like we were coming up.
You felt confident.
Felt confident. The car was good. I felt confident as a driver with the car, and then gearbox issue up by the battle with Vasquez. But
nightmare.
That is motorsport.
But getting to battle Aramis as well on that level at the top, just missing out on the podium and that sort of stuff is amazing. So the car, like you say, few more issues this year, but getting it dialed in. It's a very, very unique car for the grid. So it's a 1 Series with I'm not going to try and say what engine. It's a twin turbo V8. I know that it's
S63 B44, like a 2015 M5, M6, stuff like that. It was actually an M6 engine that I got pushed in, so it's totally standard engine, running about 700 horse. So.
It's just a fair bit of kick to it, and then that's all through. You've got the sequential and all the kit on
box,
the car.
E92 M3 back diff, which we just welded up. It was a slipper unit, and I think part of the problems we're having with the car.
And then it's just more now, a bit more consistent, and
that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so any plans for the car for next year? Just keeping it as it is?
Keeping it as is, mostly. We've got a set of rear shockers to go on it because it isn't running true coilovers at the moment, so I've got a set of true coilovers actually made specifically for the car, so I'll get them on over the winter, do a bit of testing, and that's about the only thing we're kind of doing for
Just go in there, just find some more grip, keep the pace up for pro. How did you find that this year going to pro?
It felt good. Pro-am kind of thing with the car, sometimes the car's good, it's fast, but when you get held behind a kind of slower car, it was kind of hard to drive the car and iron out the issues that we were having. It's where we went to pro kind of thing, everybody's fast paced, kind of everybody's on the same kind of speed level. It felt like the car was easier to work out then if you know.
Oh, 100%, yeah. You just know what the car's capable of, and you can trust the person in front of you 100%, so totally. You can commit. So are you looking at full season for next year?
Yeah, full season for next year again, yeah, definitely.
Anything on the cards apart from BDC? Any other appearances, championships, anything else going on? Or?
Nothing at all, not at the moment anyway, so we'll see what comes up with that. But
sticking in the comp and going for it and looking for the high finishes this time, and that's it. No, well, fantastic. I mean, it's been great to catch up with you. Thanks for coming down today. How was this year for you, first of all?
Yeah, I mean, really good year. Got to as many events as I could. Car was reliable throughout. Haven't used that many tyres, which is a good thing sometimes when budgets are getting high. But and it ended on a high, which is great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And so, what are your plans for next year? Are you hoping for a full season, few rounds, bit of a mix and match, or just seeing how it goes?
Yeah, definitely doing a full season again. I mean, I've been itching to get back out there since this thing rolled back in the garage at the end of the month. But yeah, get on to the full season this year. In terms of the car, it still works, it's great, it just needs more power. So boost, more boost.
So you're up in the boost. Is that like, are you doing new supercharger, going to turbo, what's the...
It's on a Vortec V3, which was a new charger when I bought it. It's decent, you know. I got it from Tarmac Sports at the time, straight over from the States. It's only rolling, you know, at like 5 PSI max boost.
Yeah.
The charger itself's good for about 25, 27 PSI.
Right.
Whether the engine will take it, time will tell.
Yeah.
But if I don't try, the car's not progressing in terms of showmanship, in terms of speed.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're at now. I've been a good lead driver for 10 years. Mm-hmm. The last couple of years I've been progressing my chase driving. And I think now I'm at the point where the car needs a bit more.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm progressing to a level that I'm happier with.
So I think the car has been very reliable for the most part, right, over the last few years. Are you hoping to, are you hoping to save some of that reliability, or are you just thinking, you know what, we're going to risk it a little bit and push it a bit more? Or
I'm not going to go, fully daft, because that doesn't help you either.
Mm-hmm.
The car, like I said, the car is reliable. I haven't broken anything really in 3-4 years, which is unheard of in BDC.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you've got to be there to compete, and you've got to be there to promote your sponsors. Mm-hmm. If you're sat in the pits, you're not doing any advertising for anybody, and you're not enjoying yourself either. So it is going to be a balance up, a toss up between reliability and the power. But you look at other people running these engines, and you know they're boosting them to the sky. You know.
Obviously, the final, you picked up the hard charger of the day, or the best chase driver of the weekend. Basically, for your battle with Sebastian, went one more time. Fantastic battle. I think we've all agreed as staff it was one of the best battles of the weekend. Coming away from it, a little bit of controversy around the judging. A lot of people on the internet who've really come to support you on it, and it was so close, split decision. How do you feel now, a few weeks later, looking back on it again?
Yeah, I mean, I was really grateful for the support that I had. Obviously, it was Teesside, my local track. I gave it my all. You know, I didn't qualify very well that day, which is unlike me, but that was because I spent all morning practicing my chase drive. It's Teesside. I've driven it 1,000 times. So I thought I can qualify. I just qualified, man. But then we put up against Sebastian Fonten. It was like, wow, this is a DMEC driver. He's a top showman. He's putting backwards entries in. I thought, I've got nothing to lose. I've just got to stick it to him. Fortunately, first corner, dragged a bit of speed on him, and I did stick it to him, and I was absolutely buzzing for that. To come away with a one more time after that, I was just really happy. Whether I won the first one or not, you could debate it all day. But in the second battle, the one more time, I think Sebastian did have the battle on us up until the point where there was some contact.
There was the contact, and
whether it was visible from the judge's perspective, we don't know, but there was definitely contact.
And we can see there's a very, very evident that there was contact on the car there.
But throughout my years of experience doing this, you just keep your foot in it. Keep driving your line. Get across the line, enjoy it, and what comes out in the wash will come out in the wash. And unfortunately, I didn't win that. I would have liked to have battled my way through and get some other big names, which I think I could have done.
All right, well, there you go. Thanks very much.
Cheers.
First of all, can I say congratulations, because you had an amazing season. How was it for you?
Yeah, it was unbelievable for us. We didn't expect to finish where we finished. For the 2 rounds that we qualified and competed in, I think we won both rounds, qualified first and won one of them. Amazing. And to battle one of the Driftmasters drivers, Connor Shanahan, the Red Bull driver, amazing.
That was probably my battle of the year. It was right up there with like one of the top battles of the year, in my opinion. So obviously now the Skyline's gone. That's been moved on.
Yep.
And you've got a new car. Do you want to tell us a quick bit about the car?
It's a Nissan S15, 2JZ, fully built engine, oversized everything. Running 610 brake for now. We're hoping to have it mapped again to a switch, so we've got like high boost, low boost to suit better tracks. Wisefab front, Wisefab back, yellow speed brakes, yellow speed air jacks, Samsonus gearbox, Winters diff. It's got all the toys.
All the toys.
Yep.
Just everything on there.
Exactly what we need.
And that's obviously been a huge progression in car over the last 3 years, to go from the E36 Touring to then the Skyline with the M6 engine to now this. Like, how does that differ for you driving them all? Have you had to like readapt to it, or do you just jump in it and you just like it's a car?
We were quite comfortable in it for the start, but there's a few issues that we'd like to change and set up the car a bit better to make it better for us, to suit us. Obviously, it's been set up to suit someone else, so.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're just making it your own and just getting a bit of time to test it and get it right for the season. Are you next year? The golden question everybody asked, and I'm going to put you on the spot again. Are you going to take the move to pro? Still deciding about it, or?
I'm veering more to pro now. Now that we've got the car and hearing what people's got to say and stuff like that, I think we are going to take pro this year.
I think 100% you should, but I mean, look out for it. We'll confirm it with Stu closer to the time, and once you've got that car, 100% for you. But yeah, thanks for coming down today and shredding the yard, and make sure you check out all the Stu's social medias. We'll put them up on the screen, and we'll see you on the grid at round 1.
Yeah, you will do. Thanks.